Hey y'all, welcome back to Rolling Pin Recipes. I've got my skillet hot and cleaned out here with some coconut oil in there. Today we are cooking up some beloved birria. I've got my chuck roast and bones cubed up. They've been out for 30 minutes. I salted them already. We're gonna sear them on at least 2 sides in batches, and then we will get started on everything else. We're not cooking this all the way through, we're just giving her a little color. Alrighty, we're gonna put these ones over here because they don't want to sear as good on this side. This one's the best. See, this one's sticking on. Alright, let that sear a minute on here. This one is seared really well. Alright y'all, some of these are searing up good, and as they sear, I'm going to put them back onto this plate until we are ready to put it in the pot. And this does have salt. I salted them. Try to get some of those crispers up. Pretty good, pretty good. This one doesn't sear great, but that's okay. Some nice color. We're just going to keep adding new pieces till all my meat is seared. I don't want to overcook them, so we're just going to put it on the plate. I'll deglaze this pan and add it for the broth. We're just gonna take this one out too. A couple more pieces and we're ready to rock. Alright y'all, these are the last bits of chuck. We're gonna remove these and add in the bones. Got 6 of them. We're gonna cook these up. They got some meat on there. Nice. There was salt on the other side, so we're going to add some on this side. Get these nice and seared, and we will get going on the sauce and pepper. Alright y'all, these are pretty good to go. Nice and seared. Beautiful color. Start removing this. This is my nice platter of seared meat. We're going to remove all this. Turn this pan all the way off. Here's all my meat and a few bones. Delicious. Going to deglaze this pan with a cup of water, and I'm going to pour it into my blender cup because I want all this delicious flavor, but I need to toast my peppers that we're going to de-seed, and I want this to come up before it gets ruined. And I'm going to need water later, so we are just going to use this delicious beef broth water, pretty much. Delicious oils, fond chunks. Beautiful. Get all this to come up so I have a nice slick smooth skillet. I've written the recipes I've followed down in the past, and this time I don't have exactly everything, which is totally fine. Work with what you've got. So we're going to adapt and again work with what we've got. I'm going to pour this into my blender. This was over the heat funny, so that's really hot. Let's check this color out. Beautiful. We want that flavor, y'all. I de-seeded and stemmed the peppers. I've got a low heat. We're just gonna toast these boogers up a bit. Let those oils release. I hope this is fine. Some of these seeds got stuck to it, so we're just rolling with it. We're gonna toast these up a little bit. Then we're gonna add some water in, tomato paste, let these soften. We'll let them cool a hair, and we will blend it up with the seasonings, and that is our sauce. We'll pour it over the meat and pressure cook. Alright y'all, I've toasted these peppers. They are stinking up the place. I've got the cup of that broth. We're gonna boil this pepper. Boil them for a couple minutes till they're soft. Let it cool a minute, and we'll blend it back up with all the seasonings. And we'll do the tomato paste and toast the onion. Let these cook up. These peppers are really stinky, but they're soft. I need to use this pan, so I'm gonna see if I can let it cool off a little bit, but I need to put it in my blender and toast this onion with tomato paste. My fan's on because this is really strong, but we're just gonna pour it in. No splash. Strong, y'all. Strong stuff. I've got half an onion on my recipe, but this onion is really small. I already cut it up, but this onion's tiny, y'all. So we're doing the whole thing. We're gonna give it a little toast. Oh boy. Barely toast this up a little. I think I was supposed to toast the peppers and the onion and then add the water and paste, but we're gonna do these and then add the water and peppers back, then add the paste, I guess. No big deal. Just doing it. And this is a small head of garlic. I'm gonna do the whole thing. Alright y'all, this onion is definitely way plenty toasted. We're gonna pour this pepper back in. I need to open the door back up, and I will add in my tomato paste and a little more water. It just says 4 ounces on the recipe I wrote down. We're gonna do this whole 6 because I don't have the means to deal with this can right now. We're just going for it. I could put it in the freezer, but I don't really want to. We need to add more water. We will cook this up a minute and I will blend it up. Might need to even add a little more water. Okay, alright y'all, this is bubbling pretty good. It's thickened up and combined and turned dark in color. It's cooked off for about a minute or so. I've got the peppers, onions, tomato paste, water. Might need to add a little more water, but we will get the spices going and blend this up. Alright y'all, we're gonna add all the seasonings and spices to this blender and then we will add in the onion, pepper, tomato broth combo. Here's a head of garlic I peeled. Going in. We need 13 peppercorns. I know, weird, but it's what they want. Here's 16 going in. 10 shakes of clove. 11 for good measure. Half a teaspoon of thyme, marjoram, oregano, and cumin. Half a teaspoon going in. Thyme, marjoram, half a teaspoon of oregano, lemony, and half a teaspoon of cumin. If you're new here, I love this stuff. It's my favorite. Hefty half. We're gonna go in with 1.5 teaspoons of beef bouillon, a tablespoon or more of salt. I salted the meat pretty well this time, so I don't know if I'll go too heavy. This is a teaspoon, not a table, but usually it's not salty enough. 1, and it's a lot of meat. 2, 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon, so we might just do that. And we need 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. We are going to add this toasted pepper onion paste combo in and blend it. Add more water if necessary. This has had a few minutes to cool. Smells delicious and peppery. I'm gonna get this out while I start to blend. Whoo, that's hot. It's a good spice though. Tastes really good. Good amount of salt. Alright, let's blend it and see what happens. I have blended this mixture up. I think it needs more water, so I just cleaned out this skillet with a little water. We're going to pour all of this in, because I'll have to do that no matter what, and it helps get all that flavor out and clean my skillet. Put this back on the blender, mix this up, and see what happens. It smells really good. Alright y'all, I've got this all blended up. Smells incredible. Really dark and rich in color. Peppery. Smells super good. Now I think I'm gonna get my Instant Pot ready. Here's my pot. I'm gonna add a little oil just so things might be a little smoother. We'll see. I'm going to add in this sauce to my pan. Ooh, so thick. We're gonna have to add some water, blend it, pour it in, add some water, blend it, pour it in, and then do that to clean the pitcher as well. Okay. Oh my goodness, delicious. May or may not be the last little bit. Just gonna give her a little shake. Oh yeah, nice. Pretty clean. Beautiful. I'm gonna do that same thing to clean it. I lick a little bit off my fingers. I can really taste that cumin. It tastes so good. A little kick. I think the salt might be good. Add a little more. It's meat. All right, y'all, I'm on my step stool up here grabbing some apple cider vinegar. I need about 1/4 cup, so I'm gonna eyeball it. 3 splashes. All right, y'all, we're gonna give this little mix with the apple cider vinegar and those couple glugs of water. Still super thick. Now I'm gonna strain this juice, the consomme, when I am finished cooking it, and we're gonna get all that delicious meat out. You can really tell the apple cider vinegar kind of makes it. Now the only spices and things I don't blend up are the bay leaves and cinnamon. I'm gonna put a tiny piece of cinnamon stick, and I have 2 bay leaves on there, but these are like tiny and demolished. So we're gonna put 4 little ones, and I need to make sure to get these out, and a reasonable piece of cinnamon. I'm gonna add, see, now one time I added too much the first time and it was overpowering, so I broke that piece in half. We're just gonna do this little bit. You do not need much, or else that's all you can taste. Now I'm gonna make sure I know those little pieces I have in there. Couple little chunks. And we're gonna slowly add in all this meat and the juices. These are the ones with the bones. I guess we'll just go in with those at the bottom. Just pile all this in. We're gonna pressure cook this on the Instant Pot on high for I think I'm gonna do an hour so it can become really tender and that fat has time to fall off and everything. Just gonna get all this in that sauce and then dump all this juice in there, get it all coated. Usually we do a fat, gigantic batch to stock up the freezer, but the store didn't have another chuck. We just haven't had the time to go to a different store. Now we're just gonna go in with all this. Bury all these pieces and cook it. Bury them, juice them up, sauce it, sauce in. Oh yeah, baby. It's about half full here. That meat isn't fully cooked. We're going to clean this up and get the Instapot over here ready to rock, and we will cook that up. Got my Instapot over here. We're gonna put our delicious pot of birria meat inside. This seal should be good. We're gonna set it to sealing. She's on. We want pressure cook for an hour. 5 minutes. Oh boy, we got a long ways to go. I want to do an hour this time instead of like 45 minutes because I really want that meat to be tender. We're gonna do an hour 5 just in case. Now this is gonna be cooking for quite a while. Hopefully everything's good to go right in here. I hope I don't get a burn notice. Anytime I make chili in the Instant Pot I get a burn notice, so I don't cook that in there anymore. It's just too frustrating. This is supposed to be a helper in the kitchen, not a nuisance. So good to go. We'll be eating at like 5 in the morning at this rate. No, just kidding. All right, y'all, we'll let this cook and I cleaned up the kitchen nice and I'll get going on some other things. See you soon. We'll see you when it comes out. Right, y'all, this is all the meat I've got. Everything's covered in meat and grease. This is a very messy process. This is juice with that grease on top. This is all fat, the bay leaves, and the cinnamon stick. And these are the 6 bones. We're going to clean all this up and get ready to make some birria tacos. Hey y'all! Finally shredded that meat up. It took about 365 hours. I've got my shredded meat there. My juice is here. This bowl is bigger and the fat is on top. That is what we are going to dip our tortillas in. My skillet is nice and toasted. I'm going to see how the first one does. It has a little shrapnel and situation from the peppers for the sauce in here, but we're just going to dunk it in this oil and throw it in the skillet. Oh, it's so dark. Red, baby, and that will be a good seasoning for my skillet, I'm hoping. Now we're gonna put some cheese. This is just mozzarella from my freezer. We have made these before with Oaxaca cheese, but y'all, it ain't always the easiest to find, so we are doing with what we have on a budget. Now you go in with a little meat. Now I compacted it a bit, so we like it really spread out and shredded up. I made sure to shred it up good, but it's compacted, so no big deal. You can go light, give her a little shut. Wow, look at that color. Ooh. And it's toasting up so nice. Crunchy. Oh, I'm excited. This is one of my husband's faves. He introduced me to this. I had never had this before. We're gonna do a half dunk and do a twister. And there is some inside, but you're eating it anyway, right? It's okay. We're gonna go in with some cheese. We love pizza around here, so mozzarella is always on hand. Shredded. Pre-shredded was cheaper. Y'all, what are they doing to us, you know? So I bought pre-shredded. We want to eat what we want, but on a budget, right? So we're gonna add a little meat here again. And if y'all never had this, it's so good. It's a process and it took me a long time to shred this meat up, but I make sure to shred it good. And I don't want any of them freaky fatty bits in there, y'all. I clean it good. It's a family favorite. If you do enough meat, you can feed a crowd. You can store it away for later because it is a process, which is what we usually like to do. My pan is sticking a little bit. We're gonna kick up the heat a little or just let these two cook. Man, look at that. So good. Get a little dip in there. Dip, drip, and twist. Man, my favorite color is orange and this color is poppin'. Get some cheese down. Now you don't need a ton because it starts dripping out. A little will do just fine. We don't like a ton though, so do what you won't prefer. Like pizza, you don't need a ton. We're American though, y'all. We love that cheese. And we're just sizzling up. I like to lay them on my wire here so they don't get soggy while I'm cooking up a plate. And now, y'all, this is gonna be way cheaper than if you order it at a store, a restaurant, a truck. For a couple tacos, you're in a ton. Now, this is super greasy too. You don't even need all that. They're starting to stick though. Them tomato products and peppers really mess with your cast iron. And coconut oil doesn't season great, so struggling with the seasoning, but I'm just making do with what I've got. Making it work, y'all. And these will be, this one's toasted up good. I might have to put this on a paper towel. These are greasy. One more in and I don't think I will dip it. Maybe I will. A little dip. The process for this one was a little different, but I believe that the oil and the meat, it all turned out really good this time. You need a ton of salt. I added even more salt when it was done. It's meat, y'all, it needs the salt, but the oil separated beautifully on this batch. It's just all coming together quite nice. Yeah, this one doesn't have a ton of grease, so we'll get some on there. Get a little on there. And now my pan is getting real hot. Okay, we'll start to take some of these off. I'm gonna need to season this pan really quick. We'll leave that one on. This is just, you really need to attentively season after you do tomato and peppers. Like I want to make a green sauce and that's gonna be a burden on my pan. Alright y'all, my pan is a hot mess, but we're gonna serve this up to my family. These are super orange. This one's lighter because I didn't dunk it as much. There you have it, y'all. Bon appetit. So good, so delicious, homemade, budget friendly. Buy the meat on sale and you're good to go. Appreciate y'all for joining us. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing, following us along for more, giving this video a like. We appreciate y'all and hope you have a fabulous day. Peace out.